So I always think about how I'm the one who bought this mic that we are recording on for you to podcast. And then every single time I see any tweet or post being like, ladies, please do not buy this nigga a podcasting mic. Please leave it alone. And I'm like, agree, but not because of my man, because of y'all, man.
Oh my gosh.
Take the mic away from y'all, man. Put it in my man's face. He deserved to be listened to.
I don't know about that.
I mean, you don't have horrible opinions like women don't deserve the rights, or it's actually really gay to have sex with women. So
Crazy moment we're in societally wise, right? Like crazy moment. So this episode, again, because it's the last day of Black History Month, we had to get one last episode in. We're here to talk about the BAFTA's Tourette's controversy. So for the listeners at home, Sky's face is like contorted and twitching as soon as I said that.
I'm trying to not scream the N word really loud.
You just did already. It's too late.
Nigga!
Oh god. Oh god. Oh god.
Oh, sorry. Am I mic'd up? The only thing I will say about that situation is, one, the BAFTA's president is the Prince of Wales. Take that as you will.
I'm sorry, who's the Prince of Wales?
The Prince of Wales is Prince William, and Kate is his wife, he is
Prince William or Prince Andrew?
No, Prince William.
Oh,
the current prince, who is the heir to the throne, is the president, quote unquote, of the BAFTAs. That's how they've ran it since 2010. So I don't know, if my uncle was in the news, I would probably try to distract y'all too. Second thing, why was that nigga mic'd up? Why did y'all have a mic anywhere near him? Third off, we can apologize. And I'm sorry is an apology. And I think sometimes white people forget that even if you didn't mean to do it, you still should apologize. And I think that's a good lesson for everyone. But white people especially saying that word during Black History Month, the 100th year anniversary of Black History Month, and you can't even say sorry.
So the only thing I'm going to add to this, because I don't have a lot of value to say that hasn't been said already, the only joke that I ever had, like hearing all of this, was this sounds like a Cum Town bit. But then knowing that like the royal family is involved just keeps doubling down that this is a Cum Town bit. Like you're telling me Prince William was like, okay, my uncle's in the news. Get the Tourette's guy. Mic him up right now.
Because, bro, like, no matter what, he's still a royal. You can take the prince away, but his name still is fucking Mountbatten. Y'all still are founded on the wealth of the British fucking government.
So, as we talk about, the intersections of race, royalty, you may have guessed by the title of this episode, note to self, note to me, the editor, it is called Into the Shondaverse. We figured we would cap off Black History Month by doing a series both me and Sky have been talking about for a long time, which is to kind of just dissect the work of various Black creators and showrunners. And none are more prolific to start with than one Shonda Rhimes. Someone who I can only really say has had what is at least like more than 2 decades of a career at this point. Right?
Yes.
Of spanning, various TV enterprises. And I think Movies too. And work that I can only think is a modern distillation of the liberal imagination. I know a lot of people like to talk about, the West Wing and Aaron Sorkin as like kind of the embodiment of like liberal imagination, but I would argue that Sorkin is only one side of that, and I think there's a separate imaginative world. Like if you look at the Jasmine Crockett AI universe,
God.
I would argue it has its origins.
The Kamala Harris,
right?
K-Hive universe.
I would argue that it has its origins in the Shondaverse.
I wouldn't say it has its origins in the Shondaverse, but I will say that I do think that she's very liberal TM, and like that's why she has this hold on white women, even when they hate her, even when they want to be the most racist towards her.
Well, wait, pause. So for us who don't watch this stuff, what kind of allegations is Shonda receiving?
She's not receiving any allegations because the people who consume her on a big scale are people who don't have this. And this is me as a person who has watched almost every single thing that Shonda Rhimes has made. I am so dead ass. Because I do think she is a great, she is a talented artist. She, like, no one does the things that she's done, and like, but that is the way that all of this lives. It lives in this liberalism, like, that it needs everything to be liberal and good. In 2016, if we're talking about 2016, Shonda is the most 2016 thing, because she literally ran an entire fucking cable network, basically 3 shows in a row, her fucking shit, holding down.
So what? Scandal, How to Get Away with Murder,
and Grey's Anatomy. Yeah, she had this 3-hour block that people would constantly talk about, and it was a water cooler topic between like women and femme presenting people, and
so
other people too.
it is female coworker TV.
Yes. To the point where I literally told one of my female coworkers that I probably will be finishing Bridgerton this weekend, and then we can talk about it.
So
it's a great equalizer, Shonda Rhimes. And it really does bring like women and femme presenting people from different backgrounds and cultures together to watch this. But the thing is just us being together watching her art is not revolutionary. Like it's not revolutionary past the way that kind of like DSA is revolutionary. When you get the people fired up and you get the people in the same room, but you don't give them a pedagogy, you don't give them theory, you don't give them something really to fight against. So they're just in the room and then people leave.
Yeah.
That's literally, and like, and then there's no real, and this was never meant to be a rip on DSA, even though
well, I mean, we can talk.
Will at any given time.
Well, I mean, the thing about DSA is it varies from chapter to chapter.
It does.
But I think, like, if you're talking about a certain type of progressive or left-wing minded,
yes,
organizing space,
left-wing, the direct left of our Democratic, not even just leadership, party.
Yeah.
The direct left of that is someone who will say a lot of the right things, but might not do anything past saying or believing the right things. These are sometimes the people who have racist family members, and the only thing that they do, the like, I don't like when grandpa does that to everybody else, but then when it comes to cussing out grandpa or even calling him out on his bullshit, you're silent because you don't want to disrupt Thanksgiving, because you don't want to disrupt your well-being and your safety and all this other stuff, when other people have to live in that reality at any given moment. And you just have to use it for a second. And sometimes being at that moment, you can just start learning like, okay, it's not enough. But I feel like with the trajectory of Shonda's artistry, I will say, that's all that we're at. We're not going to be at a show that shows an extreme amount of radicalism that gets the group of people who watches it to change their minds and their thought points and really stick together with other people of color or other marginalized groups.
I think that's a fair point because a lot of like Shondaland content was like really kind of presented as popular in the social media sphere. You would get like clips of it, and it would like gifs, and it would like show up as like addressing hot button issues.
Yeah,
and we've talked about this on the show so many times, right? Just addressing or using a hot button issue as window dressing for your content does not translate into anything in the real world at times, right?
Right.
Sometimes it may actually blunt that.
Yeah.
But to that point as well, you said that like her work is trapped in 2016 in a sense, right?
Yeah.
And that's a thing I've been seeing in like a lot of spaces where it's like, are we in the long 2016 when we talk about politics, when we talk about the state of entertainment and media,
representation, like the idea of like, oh my God, Obama was amazing, and we have learned all of these.
Yeah,
years.
you still have the Obama patina. You have like the Hillary Clinton like bare tooth progressivism. You have like
less now,
and then you have like the understanding of Trump as like an aberration and not the bill coming due.
Right.
And I'm not saying that as an endorsement of Trump. I'm saying that as like a repudiation that Trump has always existed. Trump and like. This is just the bill coming due for like the failures of liberalism in a way, right? And what I mean by that, or what I mean to say is, just as Shonda is trapped in 2016, I'd argue she's also trapped in the 2000s.
Yeah.
And that describes the era we're in, but that also describes the Shondaverse in that the liberal imagination is simultaneously trapped in 2016, which is why they can't, I mean, among many other reasons why they can't seem to mount a real challenge to Trumpism. And they're also stuck in the 2000s, which is why we're seeing them. I mean, again, at the time of this recording, there has been an escalation of hostilities with Iran. I'll put it that way. We're also stuck in the 2000s with foreign policy, with how it's being used as a distraction from like how very, very bad things have gotten. And that touches up on the work in the Shondaverse, right? You had Grey's Anatomy starting in the 2000s. It was very much a product of like the Bush era liberal imagination.
Yes.
And then it extended well into Obama era liberalism. And that kind of ideological radiation bled into, because the only things I've really watched with you, and I was like, not seriously watching them, but like I was doing the thing where it's like, you know, oh, when your man be watching
literally
the show,
I was about to say when your man act like he don't watch your show, but he literally is paying attention, like, and why he do that, girl?
No, but I mean that kind of is it with like How to Get Away with Murder and Scandal, which we'll get into later. Like they have very contradictory ideologies at play that are like indicative of a mindset that is frozen in amber. I'm not saying it's like worthy of study per se, like you should probably pick up a book to do this. But if you have watched the shows, or if you have the unfortunate reality where YouTube or Facebook or Instagram is showing you short form clips of it,
right,
you can start to see the wheel spin on this a little bit.
That shit gets me every time. I'll be the exact person that they get with that, where they'll just show a whole bunch of the clips from it.
I started watching Dexter because I was getting those clips.
Yeah,
like,
I watched Dexter for the first time.
I might watch what is it, the Green Book, because I'm getting Green Book clips. I'm getting what else is another thing they were trying to get me to watch? They might get me to watch Peaky Blinders because of this.
That's how they got me to rewatch Gossip Girl one of the last times I watched it.
No.
And then I was just like, I can't do this anymore. I remember almost every single plot point. It's why I can't watch Pretty Little Liars. Even though I have no idea how they got to A, and I kind of wish I paid attention or watched all of it, I'm like, I can't rewatch this because my brain's already so fried. But I will rewatch Shonda Land stuff, and there's this nostalgia,
Mm-hmm.
and there's this I'm a fiend for nostalgia. I try not to be enslaved into it.
Well,
To
it's the same way
point
that
where
you're
it's
not
like,
immune to propaganda.
oh
You're
yeah,
not immune to
no,
nostalgia, and I think
yeah,
nostalgia and propaganda like live
hand in
next.
hand.
Yeah, exactly. They live next to each other.
They literally do, and like I just to think about like sometimes I do think about how like being able to watch those shows and like talk to people about it and like just a different world that we lived in. And yeah, in like 2016, we truly like majority of us really thought that Trump would not have won. We thought that
But
we
I
were
mean, the
about to get
prevailing
Hillary
wisdom
Clinton.
quite literally was Hillary Clinton raised the most money, she will win.
Yes, she has the experience. She will win. She was dead at this.
Damn, it's snowing.
She was dead at this position 3,000 years ago. You know.
Oh God.
So like there was just so much denial and like 1,000% of a different world we lived in before like we had Trump, before there was COVID, before we had Biden to solidify the idea that the Democrats will do this every single fucking time. They will threaten you with your rights being taken away and say, if you don't vote for me, your rights will never exist again. And then when they are in power, they do fucking nothing. When they're out of power, they do fucking nothing. And then they blame you for them not winning when they know that you are the person that they work for actually. It's so, and it's to like have that realization in 2020 and spend 4 years with Biden not even reversing some of the worst things that Trump did, or even some of the most basic things that Trump did. We like
To put it bluntly, it's a Shonda.
it's just like there is a nostalgia to the time before I realized that the Democrats will never be what I thought that they were. That idea that I had of the Democrats and how good that they can be. Yeah, there's a little racism, but like they're getting behind it. Yeah, there's a little homophobia,
that's kind of like
transphobia.
a universal experience for our generation, right? Because
Yeah.
it's like, especially if you were a younger person coming into this, you're not coming into this with the experience of older people, right? And I'm talking about specifically older leftists or older people who may have been involved with certain social movements.
Older people of color who've seen this
right.
exact
It's like,
shit
and it's
over and over
in
again.
a way, we were uniquely poised to like either be free of cynicism, which is why so many people were optimistic about Bernie, and also free of like certain ideological biases that kept people in that, well, it is the Democrats, who else can we gonna vote for type
Right.
shit. And when you have like that, that's why we're seeing this mass kind of disillusionment, disenchantment. Not that it's translating into anything unified yet, but that's why like so many people have just viscerally turned on the Democrats, because as people came of age or came into consciousness around the Bernie era, and just seeing the fallout of that, and I'd even argue like, are you still at the point where you still stick with the Bernie AOC types, or are you fully disillusioned with even that? Those are two maybe competing camps we can look at.
I think I want to be with any politician that Bernie and AOC decide to endorse at the last minute, and everybody knew that they should have endorsed them beforehand. Like the Mom Donnies of the world.
Well, but so maybe digressing from politics. Let's get back to the point though, right? I think prior to like that post Bernie disillusionment, I would have found this content enjoyable. And after that, I find this kind of content maybe ironically entertaining, but fundamentally I'll be watching and being like just rolling my eyes.
Oh yeah,
at
some of
certain
it's
moments.
corny.
Actually, no, it's all of it is corny.
No, some of it is like corny, and the rest of it like, and that's
why I couldn't watch Bridgerton. Like I just looked at it and I'm like, I'm.
And I understand because I did not watch Bridgerton when it first came out. I was just like, this is not at all something I'm gonna watch. And then guess what? The fucking clips, the fucking discussion. I also hate the feeling of being left out.
And I mean, to be
FOMO
honest,
is real, and I
and
didn't
also
like
corniness is gendered.
Yeah,
corniness is gendered.
Yes, this is the type of female and female presenting type of corniness, and I am low-key for it. I'm very excited to watch the second half that has been basically spoiled for me because literally motherfuckers were talking about everything. And now this is not even like because these were books. People were literally just spoiling shit. They like found spoilers and they were just telling people. And I'm like, can we enjoy anything? I remember when we used to at least be a society where we're like, give them the weekend and let's talk about this on Monday bright and early. Like they're just doing all different types of like fuckery, and it's ruining the experience. Let me ask that
question: how has Shonda adapted to the change between serialized television and streaming?
I think she's adapted well because
or scarily well.
Well, the thing is she had already been in talks in like 2017 about a deal with Netflix.
Yeah.
So, and it's mostly because of ABC being shitty and like literally like trying to stifle her creativity and everything. So she was like, okay, I'll connect with another company. I think Netflix was just the better. And honestly, I hate Netflix and they are not good, but they probably are the better place for her to be for any foreseeable.
Netflix was probably one of the best places for Black TV.
Until Tubi.
I was just going to make that joke.
I'm waiting to get my Tubi subscription free subscription until March 1st because I want to see if they're going to, because they bought off all these cartoons and Cartoon Network information and all of that. I want to see if they do the price thing like Hulu did where Hulu was like, free.
Oh, now that we got all this content.
Yeah, now we got all this intellectual property. Now we get to charge you up the wahoo. Mm-hmm. And I will not fall for it, even though I still maybe consume a Hulu. But I need to wait and see. So Tubi don't let me down because more things need to be free or they're going to be free. Well, okay?
Just like this podcast.
Yes. Period. So I think this is a good way to transition to talking about my girl. And the thing is that I will say is that one of the reasons why I do keep going back is because old school representation. Like she is
just to reiterate, we love 90s multiculturalism.
We love 90s multiculturalism here. I love when you were in school, you got to learn about different cultures and different backgrounds.
People be like pluralism versus multiculturalism. Bitch, I want both.
Right. I want it all. Bitch, I want it all. I deserve all of this shit. We deserve a world where we get to learn about our neighbors and their differences and our similarities. And we deserve to live in a world where every fucking person of color and different ethnic group doesn't do this thing where they're like, wait, this other group is loud and loves their families and is centered around food and community and connection. They're just like me. Yeah, bitch. There's very few cultures that want you to not be in a community, and they are the dominant ones. But majority cultures... You
can't spell community without community.
Most cultures want you to be in a community, and you need to... your community to continue you being a person, and that's how you survive. Um, but yeah, I love the fact that no matter how people feel, their racism, their whatever, a lot of these bitches love some Shonda Rhimes shit.
They love Grey's Anatomy.
Oh, they love Grey's Anatomy. They be watching every single week, and I be watching. Not every single week. I let it pile up, and then I'll watch it all at once. I'm like,
I'll see you. I'll see it on TV. I'm like, I'm gonna go somewhere else.
Yeah, it's also like a good TV show for me to watch when I'm like cleaning, because I'm not 100% like paying attention, because I know exactly what's going to happen.
the epidemic of shows that are just what is it, exposition slop.
Well, no, the reason why I'm not like, it's not exposition slop for me, because I can visualize what I'm hearing. So I can assume what the scene is, and because Grey's Anatomy is...
It has that look. It has
that look, but like, oh, we're talking to a patient. We're in surgery. We're in this like space, most likely half naked, talking about shit because we just had sex. It's the same format, so it's easy to visualize.
It is interesting that it is like basically still soap operatic in its like plot and scope, but it has that like,
there's a lot of soap operas,
but it has that network TV shit.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
That's a lot of TV shows, and they don't want to call it soap operas because, you know, there's a negative.
They sell in a little more than soap.
They sell in a lot more than soap at night. Probably AI. Or weight loss. No, for Shonda, I'm assuming that there's so many weight loss commercials in those cable like viewings of Grey's Anatomy and any other shit, because that's the demographic they think that has it. Like, fuck GLP-1s unless you need it to survive. But again, we're going back to Shonda. She is amazing because of the idea of being so respected and well loved and having so many projects and successful projects, and being a Black woman. And she's like from Illinois, like a little bit out of Chicago. And she didn't have the connections. She wasn't even from like LA, where she would 100% know the industry. Like, you see how it works. Like, she was a complete outsider who really did pull herself up by the bootstraps. And again, you can only pull yourself up by the bootstraps if you are allowed to even have bootstraps, or boots. But she really rose her way up to the top. So like, I really have so much respect for her, because it's like, girl, I know they told you no like a million different times. Like, and I've heard this from stuff like Quinta, about Quinta. I think Zach.
Quinta who? That's everyone knows.
Yeah.
The Quinta Brunson.
Yeah. Nobody. Yeah. No, she's
We have some white audience.
Okay. Abbott Elementary. She used to be on BuzzFeed. She's amazing. He got money. Yes, that's her. And she, like Zach Fox said, that she was told no on so many things, as a lot of Black people in Hollywood and in the industries are. And Abbott Elementary happened to be the one thing that they actually said yes to. And because she and majority of the people that she has hired and is around, it's just, they work so well that it's such a real show, it works.
Can you say that about the cast of Grey's Anatomy with all its various scandals and controversies?
Well, that's the thing. You have to talk about whatever cast of Grey's Anatomy, and then you also have to.
There's so many fucking people on that show at this point.
And like, also, there's so much, and I cannot go over all of the controversies, but like
so what, the writer that faked having cancer?
That's a newer controversy.
Jesse, what's his face?
He didn't. He
cheating on his wife.
Yeah. I I think what's the more ridiculous thing, the fact that he cheated on his wife, or the fact that he stopped working at Grey's
No, I was
Anatomy,
gonna say
so
that
he
bank.
had to pay less alimony?
I was also gonna say the bank he was trying to start with Killer Mike, but that's another story.
Yeah, yeah.
Did they even start that bank?
I don't know. That's none of my business because I wouldn't have banked with them anyway. Use credit unions, bitch. That's including you. Yes, shade to my husband on air.
You just gonna put my financial details?
I didn't say who you bank with. I'm just saying it's not a credit union.
I do not use a bank. I have all my money in bottle caps that I stash in a box under the bed.
There is a location that if you follow this map, you will be able to find our weight in gold. And
you know that I'm investing all my money in shares in a treasure hunt for Saddam's lost gold. Okay? That's the safest place to keep your money, ladies and gentlemen.
And there are clues in every single episode that we have ever released. So if you listen to all of them over and over again, you will get the clues to the map, and then you will find the treasure, and maybe even Jimmy Hoffa on the way. Imagine that being the side quest. Like, wow, we found Jimmy Hoffa.
Where's Jimmy Hoffa? It's like it basically Jimmy Hoffa to survive. Like became like he basically is hiding out in a black neighborhood. He got like a black bar.
Oh my god!
You know those white dudes that I don't want to say the word. I don't want to say the word.
Don't. No.
But you know what I'm talking about.
Yes, the white dude.
He gonna be wearing FUBU. He got like a fade.
He's got the Travis Kelce hairdo.
Yeah. Let's get back to the point. We're getting distracted. I'm so sorry.
So the thing about Shonda is she really pulled herself up by her bootstraps. I don't know why I want to keep saying that.
Bear in mind, I did not write an outline for this episode.
No, we're going vibes based.
I'm trusting Sky, and it has been 32 minutes
of trusting me.
Yes,
I'm driving the boat, y'all. Let me drive the boat. Hey.
So you're just gonna quote Kodak Black?
No, I was quoting Megan Thee Stallion.
Oh, okay.
Period. So she did a lot of work with movies in her early career. They had some stuff that you definitely wouldn't know about, as in most people.
Unless you're black and you like.
Yeah, like introducing Dorothy Dandridge. Most people don't even know who she is.
Right. So.
And they don't know that, like, it's a movie. I've never seen the movie, but I've wanted to see it for a little bit because it also stars Halle Berry. Halle Berry. She also wrote Crossroads, which is... It's so gay if you know this, and if you know what Crossroads is, the movie, you're gay. I don't care. I'm so sorry to tell you.
What's it about?
It's a movie that has Britney Spears in it, and it's like a early Britney. I think it's her debut film, and like yeah, and it's like no one really knows about it, but.
If you've seen it and you're below the age of 30, congratulations.
Yeah, you're right. Exactly. It's so, and we don't have to get into the plot because I barely remember the plot and I don't feel like clicking on it. But I just want you to know that if you've ever seen that movie or if you remember vaguely that movie, you're gay. That's all I need to tell you.
So what are you saying? That Shonda Rhimes has historically
been for the gay community? Yes, because listen to the next two films that she worked on. This little movie called The Princess Diaries 1 and 2.
Her?
Yes, she worked on it, so like she was a part of the team.
That's like American Pie for girls.
That is, and guess what? Guess who produced that? One of the producers.
Tell me.
Whitney motherfucking Houston.
Oh Lord.
This is black and gay history. Black gay history, black girldom history.
That's why y'all fuck with Anne Hathaway's.
Yeah. Anne Hathaway's, we been fucking with Anne Hathaway's. And she ain't never be like just We're not going to talk about that one movie. Shut the fuck up.
Which one?
No, we're not going to talk about it. I just said it. We're not going to talk about it. Do your research, but I'm not going to talk about it because it was the early 2000s and everything was horrible. Bush was president. Everything was bad. But Anne Hathaway is amazing. And the fact that Shonda Rhimes has connections with some of millennial girls, like early good heartwarming movies that we all talk about, we all, girls and gays, all talk about and all still love and want to do the mattress slide. I literally want to have a party where I do that mattress slide. I'll show you the clip later. You're gonna understand and be like, that's still fucking ridiculous. But it's just such a great set of movies that are so, it's great nostalgia bait. Like it's no, like you watching, you're like, oh, the nostalgia, and they're supposed to be making a third one, and everybody's like fucking freaking out. But after she had work with that, she that's when she started to create, and she currently executive produce Grey's Anatomy. So Grey's Anatomy has been on the air for over 20 years, almost 21 years, actually 21 years at the end of March, so in a month from now. And it is truly, if you do not know about Grey's Anatomy, is a medical drama based off of this girl named Meredith Grey, who is starting her career being a surgeon at this hospital in Seattle.
Based or about?
About?
Okay, yeah. Because based on, like, there's a true story in this?
I don't know. I think the thing is actually based off of a book.
Well, no, the title is for a medical textbook.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Grey's Anatomy is a medical textbook.
Okay.
And then they're doing wordplay because it's Meredith Grey.
But yes, it's fictional.
So basically, like, what you're telling me is people in med school may have met people who pretended to be Meredith and Christina, right?
Okay, no. The thing is that people, especially during the time, like the 2010s, will be like you're my Christina. I'm your Meredith, or you're my Meredith. And
so
I'm
white
your
girls will
Christina.
say that to their Asian friend.
No, it's not necessarily a white and Asian thing.
Although it probably happened.
Definitely. It has definitely happened where a white girl with her Asian best friend has said this and been like, no, but like not like that. Like, because I have commitment issues and like, because you're strong and you're like really good at studying. And it's like, oh, ow, ooh, girl, no. But
Tourette's, it affects everybody.
Some people are just undiagnosed, you know?
Yeah, you know, yeah. They talk about undiagnosed autism, undiagnosed ADHD. Some of us got undiagnosed Tourette's.
Anyways. So a very 2010s thing would be just two women who were best friends. Or two women who had extreme attachment issues with lesbianism, like vibes, will be like, you're my Christina.
Marxism, lesbianism.
Like, but because the thing is, it never usually happened with, and not never, this stereotype didn't happen with queer women or people who were even questioning being queer. It was usually two presumably or straight women, you could just say, who are saying that instead of the relationship that they are having with whomever, that should be like earnest and everything with their partner, their sexual or romantic partner, they are having this kind of relationship with their best friend and then having sex with these men and like emotional shit. But instead of leaning on the man for any like kind of emotional support, you just go directly to your best friend.
Oh, social lesbianism.
But it's like you can't be with someone that you can also talk to. That's it's you always have to pick partner like that.
Being gay with the homies.
Yeah, and but like it'll be for like women who are so emotionally dependent on their friend that they will not be able to like say yes to anything without the input of this person, including maybe even getting married. So like imagine you this dude being like, will you marry me? And she's like, I gotta text my best friend first and ask, should I say yes? Like it's that's the vibe of the people who did this.
You're peeling back the curtain in a world of like, I'm like, oh, because I know the reality of being a dude. We are all idiots. We're all stupid. but then you like peel back the curtain on femininity, and I'm like, oh, y'all don't got it together there either.
Not at all. No one has it together, really.
No, but you always want to do the woke thing as a man. It's like, I think women got this together.
Oh, no. Women have very weird situations with friendships. Like, it's very weird to be a woman with friendships, and it's really hard to have, like, a normal, like, friendship and, like, group of women that are your friends, and you're just like, when does the other shoe drop? Because it always has. And it's like, wait, maybe it won't.
And basically that drama is in the background of an entire medical drama. If you think about it. And it's not just like normal medical drama where like it's like, oh, I broke my foot, can I get a cast?
It's always the worst thing that ever happened to anyone ever.
This guy's dick is radioactive. And we need to decide if we're going to neuter him or if we can develop a new technology to get the radiation out his dick.
That is literally the exact way every episode, or like the way they do it is they have multiple formulas, but they never like harp on one too much for a long time. They'll put in another one, and then you'll kind of like forget like that they just keep doing the same thing and recycling that over and over again, because it is slightly different. It does have it has new cast members. It has new spice to it. Like there's different stakes. And it gets you hooked. It really does. Like,
because there are like certain overarching narratives in between episodes of like, you know, relationship drama from episode to episode, revelations about characters' past. But even then, the level of drama that each episode warrants, like there are like goofs and gaffes periodically, like for lightness, but it's always like everybody's on 10. They are always like at maximum emotional capacity. They are always like in the most medically dire situations, and then they work it into the plot that like the hospital basically doesn't make a profit on any of these patients.
No, it's worked into the plot that this hospital will face every single bad thing that every single hospital has ever faced.
Every day.
Every day. Not every day, but like every, like, because this isn't just analog like day by day, but it is like, wow, they had this type of bombing and this type of bombing, and they had a mass shooter, and they had like explosions, and then she drowned out, like,
which is the thing is, so like once again, let's tie it back to the liberal worldview of Shonda and like the shows, right? Crisis is by design always meant to happen. It's like nothing can be reliable or sustainable. It's always about showing resiliency under crisis.
But the thing is the reason why that works is because she put it in a setting while that works with that.
Yeah.
Like if you like, that's why like some of these dramas that just have like the drama is like you dating someone and over again they break up and all this other stuff and will they, won't they, like it gets dramatic to a point, but then it's like, okay, how long can I watch these same couple, Ross and Rachel, do the same shit over and over again? It's boring. I hate it. They don't belong together. But
and moreover, it's like because it's fictional medicine, it's never in the service of like this, because then like
and medicine is that crazy
because it's like, then think about like, you know, the potential something like medical sci-fi where it's like they keep dealing with these cases and there's like that. I'm not gonna call it like snuff film or pornography because that is like a different thing altogether.
Yeah.
But there is like this like very graphic,
gory. It is gory
like,
at
very
times.
like sickening, visceral, like
like you're going to see like some shit and it's gonna be like, whoa. But like also I'm just like, do I really see things worse? Or like I see things worse on fucking Twitter with what like Israel is doing and what America does to black and brown people and sometimes white people all the fucking time.
And that's what I'm trying to get at though, right? Is like something about Shonda's content in how dramatic it is, and because of its liberal worldview, and like I'm trying to tie these two things together, right?
No, it makes sense.
It's like there is an element of desensitization involved. Not with Bridgerton. Bridgerton doesn't deal with this, but like with the other shows, there's this level of like severe desensitization by showing you the worst fucking possible outcome all the time.
But it's not all the time. It's the balance of it is it's high stress in situations where you know there will be high stress. So it makes sense to it, like for Grey's Anatomy, it's at a hospital, like a level 1 trauma hospital in Seattle, a major city in the US. That's going to see a lot of traumas, a lot of this stuff. So like it's, you can't be suspended beyond belief that this can't happen.
Right.
For Scandal, it's about a person who's a political fixer who is
actually wait, can we go back to Grey's Anatomy 1 second?
Yes.
The other thing is like the shoehorned from the headlines aspect she does for each episode.
Yes, but a lot of TV shows do that, and that's kind of how they keep it fresh.
So is it like, is that more attributable to Shonda or ABC then?
That's more of a network TV thing, and that's also more of a like, if you are a TV show that has been on for a long time, you are only bound to get your shit from like ripped from the headlines or something has to be like, it could be, I mean, like for some of this stuff, like I'll even talk about, spoiler alert, a newer Shonda Rhimes episode where one of the characters who's been on it since the beginning, black guy, Richard Rubber, black people stay with a job. He actually had prostate cancer and they worked that in. And like that was like one of the best ways you can do it because this is honoring him, like something that he's going through. This is doing actual like awareness for people, especially black men, to get your prostate check and make sure that you can prevent cancer. So like it's not just like look, they're trying to sensationalize everything. It's also, let's work the real world and real life situations to teach other people about what's happening.
But that's the thing, and I don't think I'm qualified to even give an assessment on this, but how effective is that really for like medical education and public health awareness? Like, does that really make a difference?
Yeah, I think it does.
Because I know, like, because we have friends like that talk about like the pit and how realistic it is and stuff like that. But at the same time, there's just an element of this, and like I can only, because this is vibes based, so I'll go there. There is an element I've seen in like American society where I don't have a good word for it, but showing something very visceral about disease or injury or death has this simultaneous like overstimulation effect where people are afraid, but it also fits in with their background anxieties, and also it's entertaining
How
for whatever
much,
reason.
but how much more overstimulating is this to just being an American, and in all of our commercials we see all of this
That's exactly
medical,
That's exactly what I'm getting
like,
at.
get this thing so it can stop get
And that's why
and then, like, at the background of, like, trying to get you to call your doctor and try to get this specific drug, it's like, you will face death, you will shit yourself to death, you are going to be a poo-poo butt in your funeral, because there's no way you can't shit yourself to death.
But that's what I'm trying to get at, right? Is that, you know, if you're trying to think, like, about the base and the superstructure explanation of this, does this feed into ideology, or does ideology feed into Grey's Anatomy, right? Is that the question? And I feel like it does have some kind of role on society, where it's like something about the medical profession being as it is, where all of these occupational hazards of American life are kind of taken as, like, you know, a reality that is not 100% preventable. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but think about also how Americans are.
Exactly what I'm trying to get
like,
at. That's exactly what I'm trying to get
because, like, this is true. Like, a lot of the stuff that they talk about, like, you can do, like, I'm not saying that they're, like, medical experts, but, like, they had an episode where it's talking about during 4th of July, a lot of people come in because they shoot their fucking fingers off. So, like, they talk about this. That is something that matches up with society.
Well, but that's what I'm trying to get at. Is like, what is it about, like, medical drama that's so entertaining? You get what I'm saying? Like,
well, because they are putting the entertainment in with the people and the drama in the background, and the hope that, like, the reason also why it works is because not everyone dies. They don't kill every single person who goes in. It's not a murder hospital. It's just, like, it's true, in a hospital a lot of people die. That's usually the final place that people are before they die, because they're sick or because of whatever. So it is realistic to see dying people in this, but it's also realistic to see people pull through, and they show that. And then sometimes it's like, look at this, justice prevails, and, like, that's where the real liberalism comes in, because you're just like, okay, you guys are tying it up into, like, this entire good thing. And it's very important to know that medical dramas are propaganda. Like, they are a part of that.
That is exactly what I'm trying to get at.
And we can talk about that.
That's
like,
exactly what I'm trying to say.
It has this idea that the medical, like, system is, like inherently
it's flawed,
good,
but inherently benevolent.
yeah, like, and, like, the racism that people experience is, like, a one shot because of one person and not the system of
or that whole. Like, you know, the insurance industry means well, or
no, they don't really show that, but they definitely don't show how horrible the insurance industry is, like. And I think maybe that is that's intentional, or maybe it's the fact that a lot of the people who are writers don't have to deal with the reality of, like,
in some
being
cases
in these
they fabricated it entirely.
Yes, and that is something, if you would like to look into. There was a Grey's Anatomy writer who literally faked an illness in her entire life, like a really serious illness, and only got really caught because she ended up falling in love with a fucking nurse, and the nurse was like, hey girly pop, none of the shit that you're saying adds up. And I would know, because I have a degree in this. And, you know, the blocks started to tumble, and she lost her whole life. So please don't lie about having medical diseases, and because that's really bad. And don't do that. Don't, please. Be fucking normal. But the thing is like, yes, that was a part of the plot that they used in the TV show, but they kind of dropped it in a way, as I feel like as kind of a like solidarity with that girl just completely lied to us and had her. And she's insane. There's something wrong with her, and she needs this attention, and like that's why she did all of this. And it's just, who could do something like that other than a white woman? Like, it's amazing. And then get away with it scot free because technically she did not financially fraud anyone, even though she physically frauded a lot of people. She literally got away with it. Like, no repercussion. She just lost her job. And, like, yeah, everyone knows she's a liar, but she's not going to jail. I don't think she's facing any type of fines.
So speaking of getting away with stuff,
How do you get away with it?
yeah. So I think let's talk about. And oh, by the way, the other funny thing in all this is these allegedly take place in the same universe. At least these two shows do. So
Well, no. Grey's Anatomy um
I'm
lives,
talking about How to Get Away with Murder and Scandal.
well, let me say this. Grey's Anatomy does live in the same universe as another show, and it's private practice, and it
How long did that run?
not that long. I can't remember, but
Like 3 seasons or something, right?
I don't know. You look it up.
Let's look it up.
But it it is one of those shows where it is good, and it had a lot of like hard hitting casts. And it also has a part of my theory that Shonda Rhimes will see you in like a TV show and be like, I like them, and kind of pluck them directly out, because like, why was a good part of the like Broadway cast in multiple shows on, oh, it was on for what, 6 seasons? 5?
6 seasons.
6 seasons?
The Sopranos.
Honestly, that's a pretty good run for it. It wasn't the best run when you think about it before, because like the fact that Grey's Anatomy has constantly been on air, you're like, okay, why not private practice? Go down a little bit. No, go back. But one of the things about private practice is, yeah, like, look at that vote. Like, the viewership went down drastically.
Oh yeah, it started with like 21 million and then it ends with like 4.
Yeah. But having 101 episodes is like, that is not an easy feat when you think of like how
I mean, think about how long it took us to get to 129. This will be probably 129. Getting to 100 episodes of anything is hard.
Yeah. So like, it's like, even when we talk about Shonda Rhimes' quote unquote failures, this is better than people can get
this is
now.
One of her failures.
Well, no, that's how people think about it, because of the fact that like it was only on air for this amount of time, and like the fact that it had characters from Grey's Anatomy, and it's like, oh, why didn't they get to go on? Why did their show fail even though it was similar?
Good question.
But yeah, like this can be considered to some people's idea as a flop, and her flops would still outsell a lot of people's best. And that is amazing thing to say about Shonda. So now I think it's a good time for us to talk about Scandal and How to Get Away with Murder.
Sure. So, where do we begin with these two? Because I definitely like watched more Scandal with you than I watched
How to Get Away with Murder.
I watched like that latter part of How to Get Away with Murder, where, again, as the kids say, cortisol spiking. I think like there's something, to me. There's like a mismatch between how Scandal is presented and How to Get Away with Murder is presented, where How to Get Away with Murder is like really like dark, scuzzy, you cannot trust anything. The system does not work. It kind of has like that the critical race theory angle of like the law cannot be trusted if you are a vulnerable person. You know, you can only take matters into your own hands, and when you do win a case, you know, you didn't win a case because you were righteous or you did the right thing. It was because you did the most you could to fucking win by the skin of your teeth, right?
Yeah.
And then Scandal is like fundamentally the biggest distillation of the liberal imagination. Like, yes, there is like some serious level of like drama that happens in that show, but it has this fundamentally liberal posture of like, you know, there is a modern progressivism that will succeed. You know, people inherently have their better angels informing them. You can't, and it has this like very confused ideology of like, you know, it is like fundamentally liberal in its presentation, but it has this idea that like these people are genuine and sincere about their views, and I think in the present, watching this, it's very hard to take that seriously.
Right.
Whereas How to Get Away with Murder like really aged well because it like doesn't trust any aspect of the law.
Yeah. And like also the fact that like President Grant is literally a Republican. I mean, I always thought about that during the entire time that I'm like
the idea of a moderate Republican just doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist. Like a centrist Republican. Like, what do you mean? Like that doesn't exist. Those are just centrists, and
they're all in the Democratic Party now.
The whole Democratic Party.
Actually, no. In a way, like, yeah, President Grant in that show is kind of like the closest approximation to like a Newsom president.
No, absolutely not. I do not think that's actually rude to fucking President Grant. I will defend this fictional Republican because Gavin Newsom,
he's a Republican Bill Clinton.
Yes, that's what he exactly is, and I mean Bill Clinton.
In all the ways.
Like literally the sex scandals, all of the shit. It's just like, yeah, they basically made him a Bill Clinton, but they called him a Republican. And
very third way politics.
Yeah. And liberalism. Like, it's just, but it's so good because of the drama. And like, she is a crisis counselor, a fixer, as it's called.
A fixer, right? Where it's like, if you have an image problem or there's like a big political scandal that you want managed,
you call up Olivia Pope,
and she's a gladiator in a suit. Yes. That line
made
me
handled. But like, bro, it was just so iconic, especially because, and the thing that people don't realize is this is based off of a real person. I think the only thing that is like the concept of her, that like there's a crisis manager who lives in DC who's a black woman who did crisis management, but like one of the biggest things that ABC tried to do is they tried to get the person changed from a black person to probably a white woman. And it was just like, hey, this is based off of a real person. And like, why can't she be a black woman? So she's black, but like a lot of her team's white. So we don't have to deal with that. The thing about Scandal is like that high intensity feeling, all of that is feels correct because she's a crisis manager. This is what she does. Everything is in crisis. Like a lot of it is the like worst thing that could happen to a person, or at least the worst thing that will happen to this person's career.
So the thing is, the crises that Olivia is managing are very much like they have to be in the world of imagination, and there were some like ripped from the headlines elements from time to time, but the levels of which they try to explain how things work were so out of pocket and insane. Because I think it starts with like, you know, the president is being manipulated by his major kingmakers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you find out that there's deeper and deeper layers of conspiracy to the point that like there's a secret agency that her dad's a part of and all this shit.
Yeah.
And that stuff that's when I got invested because like
oh yeah,
for some reason this show had parabolic conspiracy theories. But it was so fundamentally like it's not even like Oliver Stone Democrat stuff where it's like that's right, the evil gays killed JFK. Like it's not even like that. It's like they basically did the Iraq War because they couldn't trust the normal Bush presidency to run the Iraq War correctly. if that makes sense.
It no,
but that's I don't know what it was other than just like mass violence and like secret murders. Like they were basically doing the Phoenix program, but in like Obama's America, if that makes sense.
it was more of like
Jesus, it's snowing.
it was more of
I just got spanked.
because you're distracting me. We're recording right now.
The show's free.
Okay. You're not a labradoodle. You do not need to get distracted by the snow.
Keep going.
The thing is, it's like a lot of the shit that Shonda talks about and that were topics of scandal that seem so outlandish. Guess what? A lot of them are being recreated in the actual like Trump America that we live in today and before, and in Biden's shit and like all of this shit. So it's just like, damn, like it will be like, damn, some of this shit feels like we're straight out the Shondaverse. Like we're straight out of Shondaland and she wrote and produced this. Like when Trump got almost assassinated and shit, like this is a chiller version of what Shonda did where they actually were shooting dudes and actually other people died.
I mean, down to like there's a whole electoral fraud like thing in it.
Yeah.
There's like the assassination of I would guess like they finally had a Latino Obama on that show.
Yeah, and then he got assassinated by his wife. Like she was a part of the conspiracy, and like she benefited the most out of it. And it was just like, wow, where have I seen that recently? Where have I seen that exact thing play out recently?
But that's the thing, though, is like it's all in the service of. What I'm trying to say, though, is like the politics are so fundamentally bizarre because it's like none of the actual ideological convictions come through other than like, well, you have to understand, I hate gays because I believe in Jesus. Like it's always some shit like that. Like it's and not like I don't care about the rapture. I'm just here to, get that APAC money. Like
I get it, APAC, but and then there's no spot.
There's nothing in between. There's nothing in between those two fucking views on our show. Like,
but yeah,
no, they even had like a Trump stand-in who was like an oil exec.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like it's so similar to real life, but also ridiculous. But then once how life just progress, it becomes a lot more real and a lot more close to home. So you're like, what?
It is, but
it also it makes you feel like everything that we live through is fabricated.
And I think maybe the way to interpret the show watching it today is like when they say these like liberal or like very like American civil religion platitudes, we have to look at them as massive hypocrites putting on a show.
Well,
rather than they're sincerely helping.
And it is a show. Like, it's a fictional show. It's on ABC. Like, really think about
you
that.
Have some crazy stuff. Like, you had the
it's on.
You had the one dude from Breaking Bad in a gay relationship with the chief of staff. You had what else? You had the Iranian rebel member of parliament fucking on the first lady. We're going to get into this in the Bridgerton discussion, which is what is Shonda's obsession with this world?
Oh, and my girl Shonda.
The president is. That's the other thing. The president is thirsting for Olivia.
No, he's
not.
Thirst. No. Thirst is like truly. So it does not describe. It is a lust. He has an extreme lust for this woman.
In conclusion,
and
Daddy wants his chocolate in the morning. Daddy wants his chocolate at lunchtime. He wants it for supper, but most assuredly, Daddy wants his chocolate for dessert.
They are obsessed with each other, and they can't be together because of all this other shit, because he's married to someone else, because he's president, and then he becomes the first, like, divorcee president, and then they try to date, and it doesn't work, and then the dude who's in the secret society, police, army shit, is her other boyfriend, and they having, like, a 3-way shit, and it's like, you're married, and then you're a murderer.
And then the murderer has an evil twin or something like that?
No.
There was so much shit to remember.
There was no evil twin.
What else? Remember when the vice president was trying to kill the president? And then he survived his botched assassination. But then what happened is he has a stroke because it was like poison or something. And then the thing is like he insisted on doing R slur voice.
It was literally
so like offensive that the way he was talking.
It was the most, like, I don't know who told him
that when you have a stroke you just do like but like, it was like the most like offensive, like I'm making fun of a disabled kid in class.
Yes, that's exactly what it felt like. But it didn't feel like anyone gave him the notes to do so. It truly felt like he decided that this is how he's going to play this character.
Once again, Tourette's affects more people than you would think.
You don't know he has it, and he just didn't know he was undiagnosed. But like. It was just so crazy, and like every time I see it, I'm like, I'm happy that you are very minute character to pay attention to, and that you'll be off the screen now because this is ridiculous. And there's just so much crazy shit that happens, and at the end, they do get together. And she becomes like a Supreme Court justice, even though she's done so much illegal shit and is literally involved with like so much illegal shit.
No, but that is perfect though if you think about it, because like there is that. So I forget which Chapo episode it was where they were talking about like in conspiratainment, the goal is to get to a trial where like the people at the heart of the conspiracy are being brought to the light for their crimes.
Mm-hmm.
And what actually happens at the end of Scandal is like, it is a private event. It is all the central cast and all like the deepest like levels of secrecy in government having a closed door secret session of court. Basically, the truth comes out, but it's fundamentally fucking nowhere.
Right.
I don't even think they reveal it to the public, right?
I can't remember if that's a part of the plot.
And then basically like they all come out of that. Because of the way the show is presented, their suffering and like stress dealing with those events is the time they put in. But in a legal context, I don't think anyone does a day of prison or like pays a fine.
And that's
the thing. Anything amounting to like.
Isn't that the most realistic thing that they could ever put in this fucking shit?
But it's even worse because it's like all that happens, and they genuinely like are like, and I did it because I believe that America is a place for every man, woman, and child. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
because America could be amazing.
Because America is the Istanbul of the world.
This is the Tel Aviv of the world.
Oh my god. Oh god. Oh god. I don't think. Oh my god.
So now we go to, because Scandal was created, but Scandal was on while Grey's Anatomy is on, because Grey's Anatomy is still on. We're gonna talk about How to Get Away with Murder.
Okay.
And she also has How to Get Away with Murder on. So How to Get Away with Murder is another amazing show because it has Viola Davis starring, and then like to have like two black women be the fucking like stars of these TV shows at this time. Like, yes, it's Obama era, but like, you know, Obama's over there getting cussed out by white people because he wore a tan suit, and like,
yeah,
like all of this shit is bullshit. But like to have Kerry Washington on Scandal and then Viola Davis on How to Get Away with Murder, and peak blackness for real. Like these are actual black, like they are
highly
obvious,
accomplished.
Yeah, and they don't, like, you look at them, you know that they're black women, and I'm not saying that being biracial takes away from your blackness.
They don't fit the traditional standard of beauty, or like the conventional actress who gets us a lead role.
Yeah, like okay, the biracial, like the Tracee Ellis Ross types. And I love Tracee Ellis Ross, and I love Girlfriends.
Oh, and Kerry Washington was also coming off of Django Unchained.
Yeah, Kerry, and that's the other thing is like Kerry Washington and Viola Davis were doing mostly like movies. So like to get them to be in these TV shows that were so like amazing and on for multiple years and multiple seasons.
Also, I have the Wikipedia article, and I need to read this. David Dennis of The Guardian stated that Pope was a homewrecker and expressed disdain for the character's lack of morals. He went on to say that Pope's actions were so destructive that she was barely an anti-hero, much less a hero. Writer Megan Gallagher of The Artifice considered Pope to be groundbreaking for being among the first female anti-heroes to grace primetime television. She also compared Pope to Tony Soprano. And stated of the character's strengths and weaknesses, she is a powerful and brilliant woman whose own scheming ambitions get the better of her.
I think that last part was a little bit better. I mean, she is a homewrecker, but like, you know, I don't think, the thing is like, when men say that about a woman,
I trust my gut.
Shut up. When men say that about a woman, they will say that and then like not talk about the man who wrecked his own home.
I mean, as a man, if I said my wife is like Tony Soprano, I would be happy. You know, my wife is like Tony Soprano. He's my favorite TV character.
Well, okay? I'm not an anti-hero. I'm not a hero.
You may be a hero among aunties.
Yes, I'm a hero for the aunties, hey, for the uncties too. Come on, but yeah, like it was horrible how some people talked about her and about Viola Davis and all because we live in a fundamentally racist society that was not ready for having all these black people on in these powerful positions and like being the focus of the TV show and not just being the side character.
Or even just like how there was this background radiation about the Obama era, like I know it's a bit of a cliche to talk about the Republicans as being racist against a black person and how that's like a lazy defense for like...
I mean, it truly wasn't just the Republicans. It was liberals. It was...
I mean, yeah, the Hillary like resistance to it.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying is like there is a lazy defense of Obama that's like, well, you're just being racist. Mm-hmm. And then there's the reality of, yes, Obama had several failures, but needs to be like, heavily internalized that he was always going to face a certain level of racism
Yeah.
that was inherent in America,
Mm-hmm. From like that he never was not going to face because America has never paid for its sins for
Right.
like
We've never
racism.
really had truth and reconciliation for
Yeah,
it.
never like there are so many sins and there are so many points of American history where America could have band together and did the right thing, or like the political or powers that be could have did the right thing. And every single time that they were faced with the decision, should I do the right thing? Should I be anti-racist? Should I choose what's best for the people? They say, I'm going to do whatever's the opposite. I'm going to do the hard skirt, and I'm definitely not going to do anything that's going to be beneficial for the betterment of every single person, especially black and brown people.
And that understanding is really baked into How to Get Away with Murder. If in kind of the way that like Scandal is kind of about like the prestige and like the idealism of American like governmental structures and shit. How to Get Away with Murder is like the exact opposite view of like what it's like to be victimized by the system, to be victimized by the patriarchy, to be victimized in a racialized context, and also how the legal profession, because again, it does intersect with Scandal. Scandal kind of touches on like the glitz and glamour or like the prestige of law, and How to Get Away with Murder is like the scuzzy side of like getting evidence through shady means, understanding that the legal system can be manipulated by nefarious parties, that just because the court is prestigious, it isn't immune to corruption, propaganda, public opinion, racism, whatever, right?
Right. And hopefully you can take that as your advantage.
Yeah.
You have to use it as your advantage, actually.
And it has this like really like underdog current of winning by the skin of your teeth.
Yeah.
Every victory, even if it looks like a masterstroke, was the result of several meticulous steps of very risky actions.
And there's a lot of TV shows like that. That's kind of like a network TV show.
High cortisol. It is a high cortisol.
Yeah. Like it's a big theme. Like Lost was like that.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, when is these niggas gonna get off this island? It was so annoying because literally as soon as they would get to one point, it's like, okay, they're gone, and then like whatever, there's another thing. There's plot points that they didn't really pay attention to or close. And then when they got when some of them got off the island, they went back to the island. It's crazy, but like
also I don't know the plot of How to Get Away with Murder too well, other than like there's really deep scandal and conspiracy in it.
Okay, so How to Get Away with Murder, Viola Davis is Annalise Keating, and she is
depressed, very
shut up.
steely-eyed.
Let me say.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm describing this. She is a law professor and a practicing lawyer. And she teaches like Law 101, How to Get Away with Murder is the name of the class. And she has a group of students who are like students that she kind of took an interest in. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of plot points that are connected to the reason why she picked some of these students, but there are students who get connected with her, and her husband ends up murdered, and he also was the father of a student's baby, and they had fertility issues, and we end up finding out later that she had a baby that was full term that like died in her uterus because of a car accident, because she was on a case that she should have probably left alone, and like she that it like the person actually punished her like it because it was somebody who had money and power to do so. um so like she has all these reasons to be hardened and depressed and steel-eyed,
Alcoholic.
and she's an alcoholic. She's alcoholic.
And this is the thing that gets me about. Again, I'm not saying Viola Davis is a bad actress or an unskilled. I'm actually saying the opposite. The way that Annalise Keating is written is because, again, if Scandal is about the glamour, this is about the dark side. She is always like sick to her stomach, ugly, throwing up, like makeup smeared on her face.
That's
like,
the thing is she's not always like that.
But the way like, do this like really
well,
like,
yes,
intense,
when
like,
she is,
yeah.
But like the thing is it shows what like a realistic view of someone with alcoholism who is put in these high stress situations and has
like, what a real breakdown is.
Yeah, like and has like personal turmoil because she is being accused of this murder, like all of this other stuff. She's still working. She's still working both of her jobs. Like, girl, first of all, you got 2 jobs.
And then you're working all these secret cases on the background.
You're trying to keep these not kids, because they're full. These students out of trouble.
And they are in trouble of their own kind.
They're in their own different types of trouble, and like they're kind of indebted to her. She's kind of indebted to them. So they have a weird connection, and everybody lies. Everybody lies.
That's the other thing too. Is like if Scandal is like about high level lying, but like all these people like you can trust me, I will be a hero for you. This is the complete opposite, where like the stakes seem smaller, but they're lying to each other all the fucking time.
I mean, the stakes are really smaller because they're literally
more localized. They're more localized.
Well, yeah. They're covering up murders and shit and like kidnappings and all this other shit that they're connected to, and then there's a baby. But like there's a lot of shit and a lot, but like it builds in a way where you have to keep watching because like they never. It's not gonna be like a TV show where at the end of the day we all learned our lesson and we can go on. Like, and that's sometimes why I like to watch like TV shows like We Bare Bears and like Bob's Burgers and stuff like that, because like that comfort of like, oh, no matter what,
from high cortisol to low cortisol.
Yes, like no matter what, at the end of the day, they're going to figure out. Even when like Bob is like stressing out about the rent and shit like that, you know that at the end of the day, they're going to figure out something, and it's like, oh, okay, good job. But it's for How to Get Away with Murder. You get hooked. And you need to watch it, and you are disappointed at characters because you're like, why did you do that? And like you're like, of course the laws, like the legal system is not going to help you, but they're training to become lawyers, so they also have the things. I think like if it was just a TV show about law students, like going through law school, it wouldn't be exciting. If it was a TV show just about like a lawyer who tries cases but is also a professor, it would have been like, okay, this could have been an email.
Yeah.
This could have been a mini series. This could have been a YouTube short. But the high stakes of like there being murder, is she actually being like an attorney that helps like people who are accused of murder. Like that is a part of it. So like the fact that it's high stress makes sense, because even if you are not talking about their individual stressful situations in the background that's happening, all of the stuff that with their clients, like they are people who are accused of murder every single time. So you have to figure out if they're like, you as the watcher, the viewer needs to figure out, oh, are these people telling the truth or not? But because she is a lawyer,
this is Phoenix Wright. It's a lawyer video game just like this. So it's like,
but because she is a lawyer, like she does not need to know if you're innocent or not. That's like, yes, in a perfect world, you would hope that like everybody would just be like, I'm guilty and I'm going to jail because I did a bad thing and I deserve punishment. But it's like a lot of the times people are like, yeah, I'm guilty and I want to get off. I don't want to face repercussions for this shit. And as lawyers, you like, as defense lawyers, like you cannot be picky with if the person is going to be guilty or not. You have to try to get your person off. And like you can have stances, like one of her stances is like, don't lie to me, just tell me the truth and I can help you, I can get you off. But the moment you lie to me and like I learned that you lied to me, I'm not about to help you, or like I can't help you to the fullest extent because guess what? You broke this trust. And like the idea of a lawyer having this type of morals and not being like, did the check clear?
The good news, the check cleared. The bad news, your God lied.
Sayonara. But like, it's just so, it's this idea of this liberalism idea that justice will prevail eventually, no matter what. It will eventually
prevail, but at the same time, it's like, it's a little more grounded in house, like
in reality.
That's what I'm saying. It's like it's almost like the darkness of it is like the selling point. But that is more of a grounding aspect, too, for whatever reason.
The other thing I will say is we don't live in D.C. So I feel like if you live in D.C., everything is scandal.
Probably.
Like, I feel like this is shit. Like, think of all these powerful people who live in this area for part of the year and all the shenanigans. It's like the super mid Olympics.
You know, I'm thinking about
more
those,
sexual assault.
I'm thinking about those really wordy leftist memes, and I got one in my head, so feel free to steal this. It's like, if Antonio Gramsci was alive, he would support Trotsky. No, he would support Mao. And it's like, meanwhile, I am very fond of the Shondaverse.
It's like, sometimes you just have to take it as it is. It's entertainment. It's fictional, and like the more you try to assign all of this sense, especially like I'm not gonna be like Tyra Banks in this new like America's Next Top Model documentary and be like, it was a product of the time, so we can't face responsibility. But it is a very much actually a product of the time. You can say that because this is fictional and but not it's also because you weren't fucking up people's real lives.
No, but it's like that's the thing. It's like products of the time can be grounded.
Yeah.
Like The Sopranos.
Yeah.
I keep harping on that.
Yeah. Right? Serious.
Yeah, The Sopranos was a product of its time. Good product of its time.
Yeah. And I think like Shonda Rhimes productions, the Shondaverse, there's a lot of good things that she has done.
It is entertaining, but again, it's like I keep harping on the ideology being very sus. It is el liberalismo.
But also, the other thing that I will make sure that we talk about is, again, this is network television. She has she has a big voice, but at the end of the day, they dictate everything that's going to be on screen. So if she puts it and it's a different type of way, they're going to tell her and her team to change it to be another type of
But
way.
what I'm trying to say is like,
that's what happens when you don't have freedom, and I think that's exactly one of the reasons why she went to Netflix.
so let's get to Bridgerton. I've not watched
Well,
any of this, so
hold
you're gonna have
on,
to take the
hold
lead.
on. You're jumping. She did have a few other things like that came out. Um One was Star Crossed. It was a television series that I think she was just the like executive producer on. Yeah. It only lasted for one season. It was on ABC. She had The Catch. That was on for two seasons. I believe she was also just the executive producer. That was, but For the People. Is this the one I watched? No, I did not watch this. But it was a legal drama. It was on for two seasons. ABC, and then like also I think this was probably at towards the time where she.
Oh wait, she did Station 19.
Yeah, I'm getting to that too.
I'm getting clips for those.
This is getting to the point where she started having at least talks, if not strong negotiations with places like Netflix for her to go to. So like, maybe she like it could have been rigged, or maybe there's a lot of reason why these TV shows probably didn't do as well as other TV shows. And now going to Station 19, which is a spin-off of Grey's Anatomy. But it is a fire station, so more propaganda, but at least it's firefighters, but like also not. I tried to watch it, and it was just like the time of my life that I tried to watch it. Well, it only came on in 2018. I was just like, I cannot do any more propaganda. Like, I don't even watch Law and Order as VU anymore, even though that's nostalgia bait too. But because like one, it was ridiculous. But yeah, stuff like this I can't watch anymore. And Grey's Anatomy kind of just gets me because of how long that I've watched it. And I was actually going to talk about this because one of the TV shows that didn't do as well, the person who was on the first season of Bridgerton was on. And the thing about my girl is she loves a recurring person. Like if she love you, you gonna be in multiple Shondaland joints. I promise you that. I promise you she gonna call you up. And like Station 19, one of the characters, Miranda Bailey's husband, was like one of the main people on that. Like it was kind of like his spinoff, but like, and like they had a lot of crossover. So it was really, I was actually surprised that it got canceled or like it went off air, whatever. I think it actually concluded, but I'm surprised that they didn't continue to renew it because propaganda is always profitable, and people love that shit.
Even with a saturated market.
Yeah. And also it's a little bit better again, like I was saying, because of this is firefighters. They're supposed, and like in Seattle, they're supposed to be doing the best work. Like you're showing these people off because look at them, they're so amazing. And then again, it gets to lie about there is no racism in these situations. If it is, it's like incidental and all this other stuff. And though that is kind of true of firefighters, it is not 100% true. During like Jim Crow era, there were firefighters that would not put out fires in black communities.
To quote J. Cole, I came fast, like 911 in white neighborhoods.
Exactly. Now, since you fiending to talk about Bridgerton,
Oh, what's For the People?
that's the legal drama I was just talking about.
Okay, perfect.
So the thing about Bridgerton that is so important for everyone to know, is that Bridgerton is based off of a book.
Mm-hmm.
The book is, and what Bridgerton is it's during like the 1800s, like 1815, near like
very Jane Austen coded.
yeah, white people in England, on the marriage mart, getting married, everything like
debutante balls.
Debutante, yes, the ton. But like is a it is a book series that also I believe started in the early 2000s.
Yeah, 2000, 2006.
Yeah, so like that is very period. Like that just feels very like.
Just to read the titles: The Duke and I, The Viscount Who Loved
Viscount.
Me, Viscount Who Loved Me, An Offer from a Gentleman, Romancing Mr. Bridgerton, To Sir Philip with Love, When He Was Wicked, It's in His Kiss, and the final one, On the Way to the Wedding.
Yeah, so every season is actually based off of a book. And
oh, and it looks like they're like each about an individual character in the story.
Yes, I was getting to that. Thank you.
Sorry.
You're trying to Bridgerton explain to me.
I was just reading Wikipedia out loud.
I know.
My bad, G.
So the thing is like it's period accurate in the book, but it's not a real story.
Yeah.
But the thing, it's fictional. It's a book. A white lady wrote a romance book, and then she wrote a whole bunch more. The way it gets in Shonda's view is that she was on vacation, and like it, because this book is like, you know, vacation bait, summer reading lists, for like middle-aged women, stuff that you would see in the airport, like bookstore and stuff like this. Like she picked it up,
like not like, you know, the epidemic of AirPod gooning, but
no,
but
it's like
the steamy romance pulp novels.
Yeah,
back in
but like like 2000s, like it's very.
They would be in the checkout counter.
Yeah,
they would be in the checkout counter.
And like the thing is because of the like. If you could scroll up now, yeah. Looking at the covers, like they are very like unassuming. So it's one of those things where you look at them and you don't know that they're doing a little spicy stuff, but like that's not 100%. It's because it's supposed to be like a love story, and the premise is there's this family called the Bridgertons. They are a wealthy family of the ton, and they have children that are coming to age and are going to be on the marriage mart. And again, this is period accurate, so in all of it is assumed white people in England, right? The way Shonda put her little spin on it, my girl, is that she was like, okay, what if we just start race bending characters? What if we just do whatever? And then one of her people that she knew at one of her other shows, she got to be the Duke, and then they also race bend Queen Charlotte, and she was black, and that's kind of how they no, Bridgerton. That's kind of how they put this, like, look, black people are here, and little less of like there's not any racism, or like there's very little racism. There's Indian people, there's Asian people, like it's like diversity. It's 90s multiculturalism, but in the view of this old realistic time period.
And it has that, like, because everyone's seen, like, the, what is it, Roger and Hammerstein film production of Cinderella.
Another Whitney Houston joint.
But the thing about that is, like, and I'm not trying to get into the representation drama because this is not for me. I don't care. But at the same time, like, if you were trying to do period accuracy, I've said this point before, which is, like, if you're trying to be period accurate, you want to be at least a little realistic about race relations, but it's set in an alternate world and it's a fantasy, so I can't complain.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, like, people, like, sometimes it's like, yes, this is, you think about, like, you can think about the actual race relations that could be happening in the realistic time period while also just being like, this is fictional and I can just watch fun stuff and like be happy that a lot of people of color get to be stars, and like seen as like, hey, what if in this family of 8 people, 3 of the 4 people on the marriage march so far that we've watched in the TV show are falling in love with people of color.
And that's the thing, because if you're watching this show, you're in it for the drama between the characters, and there's a lot of that, which is entertaining.
Yeah.
But I can't, and this is because, you know, I'm being a butt about this. Mm-hmm. You can't look at the opulence of Britain of that era and not tie it to colonialism. But
then also, like, they are kind of tying it, because how you got all these people here? All of these different types of people have been
like,
like,
based on this historical improbability of like, oh my god, I'm in love with a black woman. We ended racism in the 1600s.
That's the thing, is it's not, because the Bridgerton, the Queen Charlotte show, has showed that Bridgerton, it was actually like straight up old school. They based that a little bit off of like actual Queen Charlotte's life, where she was promised to someone. And there is
this. No, but I'm talking about like the race bending part.
But no, that's what I'm saying. Is like they're not doing it as in like, oh, I fell in love with this black girl, please bring her to me so we can be together and we're gonna do this. Like, the way it was phrased is like, they found this woman who is a black woman who has this nobility.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Oh, listen, I know. Who has this nobility, and let's put her in, like, let's bring her here. And like in the Queen Charlotte TV show, it does explain more, because that's the whole premise of the TV show, is to be about their time being together, Queen Charlotte and Prince Charles, I think, whoever. It doesn't matter. But the also theory, and I was gonna get to this.
I'm just looking at the Wikipedia.
I know, but you're jumping the gun. And I'm trying to explain it in a different way. The reason why people, like, she chose a black person is because there is this insane theory that Queen Charlotte could have had African ancestry. And then, like, you can see this, and it's like, so there's a timeline being like, well, this could have been an African ancestry, and it's like so far away, where other white people that we have seen who have had closer connections with, like, some
Logic.
People, yeah, shut up, but people who have like a black grandparent, but like everybody else is white, like they they look whiter, but like this person has all of this blackness. And it'll be one thing, I think, if people were saying that her mom had an affair and that's why that this person,
Yeah.
but it's just like they race bended this just to be like, what if these black people were in Germany and they had this kingdom, and just like how all other places, they just was like, how about for some treaty and you to not invade us, I give you my daughter and then you can have a queen, a princess, a duchess. Here you go. Thank you. And that is true and realistic to what happened, is that women were women who were in like royalty were just traded as pieces of like the empire. So it is interesting to be like, what if that person was black, and what if they had to face their racism and integrate, but like not like.
So it's basically like the Civilization player alt history.
Yeah.
Stuff.
It
But
really
for people
is.
who don't play those video games and want like a steamy romance.
Yeah,
Okay.
they want a little. They want a little.
I want an
smut
alt
with.
history, steamy romance.
Exactly.
Okay.
That
That makes sense now.
But the other thing is like the way in Queen Charlotte they like explain this is that she got there, the Dowager Queen, who was kind of in rule for her son, decided that, hey, we're going to do this experiment and we're going to pick this person because we need a person that we can basically manipulate. And we need a person who doesn't know that my son is kind of crazy. And that's real fucked, right? Like, that's the person that they're saying that probably has black ties. Just go into the Wikipedia and see some shit. Scroll up a little bit. But yeah, like, it's the idea of like, what if
Wait, that's the one who waged war against America. Hold up.
Yeah.
Hold up.
But like the thing is he was famously mad. Mad. He was famously like something was not right, and some people say like now it's probably bipolar or whatever. So he was really being controlled by all of these different types of part of the royal family. Because he wasn't always there to be able to do anything. And that's one of the reasons why they choose Queen Charlotte in the TV show, because they know, oh, she's not going to try to do anything. She's whatever. But they also they give all of these people of color titles so she can have people who look like her when she comes here to live and everything. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, that's so unrealistic as well. Like, if we're really talking about it. So it's fiction. It's fiction. So like you have to suspend like a whole bunch of belief constantly. So just do it and just watch the fucking show. Because
no, I mean I do agree, but again it's the same critique as before, where it's like if you suspend you suspend your disbelief and watch it for what it is, which is just a big costume party. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But if you think about like the alternative, which is like, oh, we are divorcing colonialism from.
But like because there's like a lot of divorce from like they talk about like the people who work for them, but like they don't really talk about them, like, and like that's a part of this newest season,
like
but
a validation of the aristocracy.
But like also it's like, but the Bridgertons are different. And like that's the whole thing about them.
Liberalism.
Yes, and
they're
like
enlightened.
Yes, and like they not only are they enlightened, like they're like people who don't pay attention to race because that's the thing. Race beyond
they're colorblind.
that.
They're truly colorblind.
Everybody. This is a colorblind society. That is literally what it is.
Which is a great fiction indeed.
It is indeed. But like the other thing is the Bridgerton, the parents were in love. And you know, how realistic is that for like marriages of the time and like situations where it's even arranged? Like, well, how many times do these people actually be in love? And they had like this great epic love and they talked about it and he died tragically. So like they're always grieving him, but like there's 8 of them. And
so it's that dynastic struggle stuff, but in the context of like debutante shit.
Yes.
And then there's like a what is it? A Gossip Girl subplot, or is that the main plot?
There's so many plots, but yes, there's also a but like one of the things is the mother who's survived her husband's death, the Viscountess' death, wants all of her children to marry for love. She doesn't want her children to just marry because of like pressure and all of this other stuff. All of her children have vastly different like personalities. They're all at different ages. The boys kind of get the boys get to go be sluts, or as they call it, a rake. They get to do whatever, and then the women are like held to these extreme standards of like you have to do everything perfect or you will never get married. And then there is a gossip column that they get, and it's obviously someone who is amongst them, who they know, a part of their society, which gives them the Gossip Girl aspect and feeling. That is over there being like telling everybody tea. And the funny thing is like there's so much scandal, and the scandal is like, you know, scandal as in like
woohoo, sex.
Yeah, people are having sex or like all of this other shit. Like it's not actual shit that's scandalous in like real life, but the stakes are high, but they're not actually high. Like you're just like and then like one of the other like really cool things is the music, and they will take
pop music and then do, like,
not just pop music, but like just like recent music, and then they'll do it in historical times.
And then like I'm looking at this, like they were calling it Regency core or Royal core because they're really like leaning into that Regency era of British history.
Yeah, and it's sometimes the costumes aren't 100% historically accurate, and people talk about it, and it's just like, but again, it's fiction, so like just think about it being fiction. And another aspect that like is good, it's just like, it's like, what if these 8 kids really wanted to swirl? Like, not even all of them, but like, what if, but like, and then we see the mother as a younger child in the Queen Charlotte like spinoff. And she's over there being like anti-racist, like, and her mom's over there being a racist little bitch who's like the head of these people who are trying to like inch out all of the like people of color who are given these titles. So like they show that there's racism, but it's like, what if in one person's lifetime the entire idea of like racism can vanish in one person's, in a short time of that one person's lifetime, in like a 30-year period? What if racism really went away?
And I guess for us living through the failure of that in a way,
it's like, right. But like, again, it's fictional. What if? I think about that all the time. It's like, what if Reconstruction worked?
True.
So like Bridgerton is really good, and but the thing about Bridgerton fans,
I'm looking at some of these fits.
the thing about what about the fits?
That goes hard.
The thing about Bridgerton fans is that there's two like main sects of the fandom. Like I guess I'll say three, but like two main ones.
Mm-hmm.
People who watch Bridgerton because they read the books, people who watch Bridgerton because they like Shonda Rhimes, and then the third sect is people who've watched the books and read the consumed both, but probably consumed it as in they watched the shows and then read the books. And the people who read the books first and then it became a show are some of the most racist people that you could possibly be around, because they're like literally just so mad that this is like this when you should just be shutting up. Like they'll be like, I don't like this character and all of this other shit, and as soon as there's a person of color at the helm, they'll be like, I don't like this like they're literally, I've seen two characters that might, I guess, either might not be in the books or might not have a big role in the books, and they're two black characters, and I hear just people being like, I hate when I see them, why do you put them on screen? It's like, why are you so mad that you saw black people?
And that isn't that the thing that like it's a fantasy, but then the fantasy can never be fully be devoid of reality, which is probably the pitfall of any historical fiction,
Yeah,
or any history. But at the same time, like that's why like the ideology thing keeps like something I keep harping on, because of shit like that.
yeah, but it also is very entertaining, and I think the thing is I don't think it would have been as popular if all of these characters were white. We have so many shows like that that are so like, go watch Downton Abbey if you want something that's historically accurate. Go watch Game of Thrones.
Go watch The Sopranos.
Shut up. But like, just please go watch something that like had like all of the like ideations of Jane Austen's anything. Go watch that and you'll fucking see it. Like, please stop acting like you seeing people of color be the main characters of something is doing something dramatically horrible to your life. It's fucking fiction.
There is Jane Austen everywhere for the eye to see.
Honestly,
you will find your variation of it.
There's so many. There's modern variations. There's old school variations. They're making another Jane Austen like shit soon, and it's just like, I literally was like, oh, so y'all gonna do a Shonda? And it was like, no, they're just gonna put white people in it. Oh my god, don't we already have that?
We've had Jane Austen in every flavor.
Like,
we've had Jane Austen pop musicals. We've had Jane Austen Bollywood.
Like why? Like, and if we're doing like, let's put on a Bollywood. Like, let's do one of those, or like, let's bring it to America, or like, let's stop having the same.
Pride and Prejudice.
Yes, I remember that's. I don't know if we've seen that, but I know that that's a thing. I've known that that's a thing for a very long time, and I was like, that's cool that you guys do that. I really like how you like. How about I take this entire plot and make it brown,
just put just a little red onion, a little green chili, a little coriander,
and there's probably gonna be a dance scene. And it's going to be better than all the other ones that you saw. I'm so sorry. But, like, the fan base really is one of the things that, like, pisses me off, because there's just so much of this person isn't accurate, and this person a person of color, and everything. And, like, it's frustrating to watch a TV show where people are just so racist to people because they can be. And it was actually one of the reasons why I didn't watch Bridgerton for a long time, because I knew the actor in the first season decided not to come back because of all the racism he was facing because of this, and like the weirdness of the fandom. And I'm seeing it with the people of color, that it seems like that they're inching out, and they kind of had like sort of segregated
Mm.
like press conference or like press tour for this last season. It was just like, oh, they went for a thing, something in South Africa, but only the black people went. And then like the white
Isn't that
people
the
were.
thing about like the Trump era now, where it's like we have basically done this weird thing in America where there's no conversation about how okay it is to be racist. We just have to be okay with these people doing their level of racism now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
The thing that I think gets me is they're trying to do target advertisement,
right.
and like you, it's not saying that target advertisement is bad. You know, I use that in my job. But like when you are doing it and then the target advertisement get real 1960s up in
And
here,
it's almost like to cater to the reality of like there is this
that you have a racist fan base.
well,
That you
yeah,
have
yeah,
a fan base that like is divided, and some people are watching it just because like it's Bridgerton or it's entertainment, and other people are watching it because we do like the representation and the twist of it that gives these actors and actresses that are genuinely good, who would not get this opportunity because obviously not, because oh, this is supposed to be a white person. It's like I love Shonda Rhimes and the things that she does like this. Like I also like love Zendaya because Zendaya has like this philosophy where she's like, I'm going to take roles not that are for the stereotypical black woman, but for the stereotypically white woman. And I'm going to make it.
She was excellent as Mary Jane in the Spider-Man movie.
Yeah. And like this new movie that she's about to be in, I'm seated. I'm
Which one? Oh, the one where it's like
she's with Robert Pattinson,
yeah,
and it's like an A24, and it's like wedding and drama and all this other shit. I'm seated. I will be at my local movie theater the Tuesday after release with the $5
the biggest thing of
with the biggest thing of popcorn at the $5 movie night, consuming that like it's crack. Like like it's fentanyl.
They are putting popcorn in the black community. Another Shondaland element that we don't talk about: the obsession.
The obsession with popcorn, the popcorn and wine phenomenon. The fact that bitches were actually just eating popcorn and wine as like a whole dinner, like there's
Girl
so
dinner.
much bad girl dinner, evil girl dinner. There's some good girl dinners, and that is not one of them. But yeah, Shonda truly is amazing because, I mean, even with that like shitty marketing, which I'm not saying that she 100% has like the say over, because it's Netflix. And Netflix, first of all, you lucky your show get advertised with Netflix. I'm so sorry. That's also showing how goated fucking Shonda is. Because what do you mean they market so many different marketing angles with your TV show, and they don't market shit? They'll just drop something and be like, oh bitch, you didn't watch this? It wasn't successful? Why didn't you watch this? Why did...
They had like good shit that just got canceled for no fucking reason.
The Vince Staples show, R.I.P.
Sacred Games. Was it really meant to be a cliffhanger? We'll never know.
We'll never know.
We'll never know. We'll never know, folks.
We'll never know. But it's one of those things where you're like, I know that there could be better media and there can be like this, but with the fact that there are other powers that be, and she still has like someone specifically she has to answer to, because no matter how much ownership or whatever she has, like there's still a boss over there because of how fucked up our fucking television and network and all of these industries, media industries.
Well, let's maybe look at it this way, because we have been at this for about 2 hours, and I'm trying to think about maybe how do we conclude things? So, at the same time, we do know Sean Rhimes is, in the pocket of big liberalism, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, but at the same time, like, we do talk about this, like, disconnect between how there is this, like, increase, and I don't know to what extent you can quantify this, but, like, the average liberal seems to be out of step with the Democratic Party these days. And I kind of wonder, taking that as a cue, right? How much of the final product that makes it on screen,
Mm-hmm.
how much of that is genuinely her worldview and how much of that is genuinely what the studio sanctioned?
Yeah. I mean, but also not even just the studio. Like, there's other people who are showrunners and like creators of the shit. Like, just
Yeah.
because it's in in Shondaland doesn't mean that she has had 100% her hand in every single aspect of it, or she like. But also, this is again, it's like, am I making excuses for her and then not making excuses for Tyra Banks when she says stuff like that? But again, Tyra Banks created that show, was the executive producer, did all of this other stuff. Like,
Right.
for Bridgerton, there's another dude who created it, who is the showrunner. Two other people who are the showrunners, and it's like, how much say do you actually have, even though you are the production company?
Mm-hmm.
And it might be a lot of say about certain things, but there might be a lot of concessions that she has to do, and she might extra have to do because they're like dangling the carrot of, look at you, like, we made you, we were continuing to make you, we did all of this stuff, you are indebted to us, I'll say.
And I think that's like the thing about, maybe because again, like, blaming it on liberalism isn't enough, but it does speak to like this nature of our society, right? Where it's like, to get that far, you have to show loyalty to somebody.
Mm-hmm. You have to kiss the ring,
and then that's like a very tragic thing from an artistic standpoint, because kissing the ring means you can never really give the work you wanted to give.
Yeah.
Damn, what a note to end on.
This is truly one of the things where I'm like, this is not for me to say do not watch or even do watch these things. It's just that, like, you have to realize that everything isn't as cut and dry as you might assume that it is, or it doesn't seem as easy, and that is in our real life and in these fictional situations.
But I would also say that, like, we talk a lot about, like, lib media, and I think, like, we spend so much time talking about, like, Aaron Sorkin shit as bad that we, like, forget that there's other ideological players in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them are egregious. Like, I'm not going to say Shonda has never said anything that wasn't egregious before,
Mm-hmm.
or let shit slide that wasn't egregious before, but I guess when you look at, like, scandals, like, some of their takes, and how it's, like, simultaneously out of pocket, but also, like, kind of prescient about politics.
Mm-hmm.
And when you kind of look at how entertainment about politics and entertainment about crisis is both shaped by the world that made it and shapes the world that consumes it.
Yeah.
You have a way to look at media that's a little more mature.
Mm-hmm.
However, this does give me ideas for the next one, where we delve into the dark works of Mara Brockakule. Or we don't. I don't know. That's too scary.
I don't know.
That's too scary to get into.
There's something with her. I don't know. I feel like we might need to let that marinate for a while before we
That's a
hit
Halloween
that
episode, if anything.
But yeah, all I can say is, at the end of the day, I might rewatch Scandal. I might rewatch How to Get Away with Murder. I keep up kind of with Grey's Anatomy, and I know I'm watching Bridgerton this weekend.
Actually, if you are a liberal consultant, if you are a Democratic Party apparatchik, if you are the Pod Save America guys, turn off West Wing right now. I know you have it on loop. I know you're gooning with it in the AirPods. Put on Scandal right now.
Just watch Scandal instead. Yeah, take a little bit of that playbook because you guys are not understanding. It's not clocking to you
that we are standing on business.
That Shonda is standing on business, and like it's not clocking to me either sometimes. But like but she do be standing on business. So again, I'm almost always gonna root for a black woman. I said almost because Jasmine Crockett, I'm looking at your bitch ass. But like,
if we go to jail, whoop de fucking do.
Whoop de fucking do.
What was the thing they were saying on Chapel where it's like if she had better politics, she thinks.
Oh my god, if she had good politics, like I remember when I thought she had good politics, like when I first learned about her.
Blonde,
bad built butch body. Like she tore Marjorie Taylor Greene
out of Congress.
Like I think that was the start of Marjorie Taylor Greene being like, I don't got it in me to deal with this anymore. The president hate me. All of my co-workers hate me.
And the Epstein files have him implicated.
Right. And I said that I was going to figure out who did the Epstein shit, who was on the island. And then it was him. Let me just go away. And I would too. Don't come back, bitch. But yeah, I'm a root for Shonda because she black. She from the Midwest, and like I could not imagine living in her world and doing what she does.
Or the characters in those shows. I could not live in that world.
Oh my God, I'd be thinking about that. Like, oh my, like I'll be like, sometimes I'll watch things like that to be like, my life's okay. It's a little stressful sometimes, but like I could get through the things that I get through.
So we're about to hit the 2 hour 30-minute mark, but this is like something that I am sitting on a little bit because I finished Jason Chaudhry's book, Exhausted of the Earth, Exhausted of the Earth, and his final chapter in the book is talking about like the origins of the concept of resiliency. And how like it came out of like post-Holocaust like Israeli studies, I think. And the problem with resiliency as a concept, if you think about it this way, is it doesn't examine the reasons for why someone had to become resilient.
Yeah.
And they were talking, and it was in the context of like women who had survived the Holocaust and like their life outcomes after experiencing that, and like how certain sets of traits that equip them to have more fulfilling lives after that were tied to resiliency or whatever he wanted to call it in that study or whatever. But it's kind of a backstop for how modern life is centered around exhaustion. The market is centered around exhausting the earth of its resources, how everything is being, shaken down for the last pennies in its pocket, right? And I kind of, people love to consume entertainment like that because they wish they could have that much boundless energy. But it's also like indicative of a society like ours where like people deny their exhaustion.
Yeah.
I was flipping it out today because I took a nap and then it was like later in the day than I wanted it to be. And I was beating myself up over it, right? And like that's indicative of a society that doesn't reward rest.
Yeah.
That doesn't reward stability. You know what I'm saying? Like it's about how many crises you can manage and not why did the crisis happen in the first place.
Yeah. They don't talk about that. I mean, never mind. I'm not gonna get into that. But again, yeah, but there's only so much that you can talk about in fiction. Um, in network television fiction and in any type of television fiction, like there's just there's not enough time, and also the the point is to sell.
Yeah.
The point is to continue to go and everything. The point is not to change as many lives as possible and be as woke as you can. And that's my point.
But that's
not the point of the
final
thing.
point is like we have the base elements for woke, but you have to cook. You got to apply the pressure to make it woke.
You got to put the seasonings.
And I think that's the thing about the Shondaverse to me is you have all the ingredients, but none of the equipment to make it woke.
Yeah. Or the talent, the skill to... And then this is less about talent, but like there's nothing revolutionary truly about having sex with someone of a different race.
I would argue nothing about like that's
any sexual preference
yeah.
or romantic preference, that none of that is actually revolutionary. It's a hot button topic for certain people in certain situations.
Which is the thing, is like I think sexual liberation is about liberation. It's about anti-repression. But otherwise, like I don't think we should be viewing sexuality as inherently revolutionary. We should be viewing like the society we live in based on patriarchy, racism, all this shit as oppressive to that, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm a dilettante. I'm not qualified to talk about any of this.
The thing is, the most revolutionary thing that you can do is just be yourself and not just try to be whatever society tells you to be.
Exactly.
And there's people who will do what society tells them to do because they enjoy it, because they want to be a part of society. Usha Vance. Where you're going to be a person who could possibly be taking the rights from another person who is exactly like you, and you don't want to sit in that contradiction. You don't care about it. It's
exactly what you were talking about earlier with community, right? Where it's like people do crave community, but like, what is the community you're making?
Yeah,
intentionality matters.
A lot of these hoes ain't intentional, or the things that they're intentional about are actively bad things, and you're a bad person for being intentional about this. And if you are, you're bad. And I hate you. But if you're not, you're gonna love you.
And if the business is true...
If the business is true, fam, and you left your moms in the hood... That's all I gotta say.
Make me sick to my stomach still.
Sick to my stomach still. Still. Okay.
Yo, konnichiwa, guan,
okay, we're not in Toronto. You need to stop.
And that's for the mandem. I'm done.
Yeah, this is for our Canadian audience. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to all 2.5 of y'all.
How many we got? Let's pull up the analytics.
We don't have to pull up the analytics.
Let's pull up the analytics. Let's see what we got.
That is ridiculous.
Let's pull some data.
If you are one of those Canadians... Wakwan Mikake. No, I'm just kidding. Oh, okay, Ontario.
Yeah, of our Canadian listeners, so...
Where in Ontario you live? You live close to us? You live right...
so 82% of our audience... Hey, 4% of the audience from Colombia, what's up?
Shout out to y'all.
Hey, 3% of the audience from Nigeria, what's up?
What's up to y'all?
1.3 from the United Kingdom, what's up?
Bro.
But yeah, 1.8% of the audience.
Wait, no, go back. I'm actually interested in this now. I gotta shout y'all out. I don't care about America. Oh, California.
Yeah, California and Michigan.
Damn, should we do a meet and greet in California? Go down. No, go back. United Kingdom, yeah. Tell them that you don't like the monarchy. Please.
Actually, the majority of our UK audience is from Scotland.
Okay. Tell them that you do not like the monarchy, okay? Brazil, Y'all got somewhere where we can stay?
Do cha cha.
We can we'll do a tour to Brazil, Japan. Okay, shout out to y'all. India, oh my god. I was about to say, is that like someone you, not like, oh, is that someone you know, like, is that one of your friends who live in India right now? Not like, oh, like a racist, like, oh, it's
Tourette's.
Someone from India. Do you know them?
Tourette's. It gets everybody.
I'm just undiagnosed. With that being said,
we gotta get out of here.
We gotta actually make dinner, and it's very late. And
I'm uploading this no edits. Happy Black History Month.
Happy Black History Month, and happy soon to be Woman History Month. And also the extended Black History Month, because we're actually celebrating Black history all year round because it's the 100-year anniversary. Because if America could start celebrating the 250th anniversary of America like last year, then we can do whatever the fuck we want. So
anyways,
happy extended Black History Month to you, brother and sister, and they.
Happy Black History Month.
Mm-hmm.
Trans rights.
Trans rights. Free Palestine.
Free Palestine. Free TK.
No.
Do not free TK.
No. TK is actually the definition of the type of people I want to stay in jail. You did not need to murk that motherfucker.
Okay. Free Palestine.
Free Palestine.
Free Sudan.
Free Congo.
Free Congo. No to war.
No.
No to war and sanctions.
I'm not dying for Israel.
Hell yeah. You can find the links to our show in the description. Seriously. Yeah, take care, everyone. Be safe. We will see you tomorrow, hopefully.
Outside the Shondaverse.
Bye-bye.